Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
What's up, guys? Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we are going to be discussing of exactly what is going on with The Mandalorian Season 4 in the recent, specifically and especially for why it feels that Lucasfilm, or Star Wars himself, is just keeping The Mandalorian Season 4 a bit of a secret. It's led to a lot of confusion within the Star Wars community. Of course, that's exactly why my channel is here, is to clear the air with everything that's going on in a galaxy far, far away. So grab that subscribe button and join us here on the channel today. We're going to go ahead and break it all down for you guys for everything that we're hearing about The Mandalorian Season 4, and really specifically discussing the reasons for as of why it feels that Star Wars is keeping The Mandalorian Season 4 a bit of a secret, even though other sources are saying that, yeah, it's still in the works and that it is still happening. So, this here all being said, in this video we are going to be taking a read from ScreenRant.com. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well as a read. 7 reasons for as of why Star Wars is keeping The Mandalorian Season 4 a bit of a secret. The fate of The Mandalorian Season 4 has been shrouded in secrecy, and these 7 reasons could explain as to why Lucasfilm hasn't yet released any details or made an official announcement about The Mandalorian Season 4 like they recently did with The Mandalorian and Grogu movie by Jon Favreau about a month ago. So, The Mandalorian Season 4 is being kept under the lock and key, and these 7 reasons could explain exactly why. Despite The Mandalorian Season 3's mixed reception, it is still Disney's highest grossing Star Wars TV show on the streamer. This is due to the uniqueness in its heart, really. It is the first Star Wars show to focus on a father-son bond rather than a Jedi, and outside of Force sensitivity as well, even though it does integrate much of that as we have been seeing. The Mandalorian's space western style and vibe to it as well is something not seen quite frequently throughout Star Wars to date either, making it all the more unique, especially in comparison to other shows on other streamers, but also in other parts of Star Wars. Further, it is the first Star Wars show to have a Jedi voluntarily leave the Jedi Order because of an attachment, that there being Grogu. Since The Mandalorian and Grogu movie was just announced about a month ago by Jon Favreau, The Mandalorian Season 4 has been up in the air, and a lot of confusion has been going around, as I had touched on at the beginning of this video. While the showrunner, Jon Favreau, has confirmed that scripts have been written and complete all the way back in Star Wars Celebration of last year, for as of when and if it will happen is a bit unclear, it feels, and that kind of given, it is still happening. Given that the movie will go into production a little bit later this year, the scripts for The Mandalorian Season 4 may have been converted into The Mandalorian and Grogu movie. However, I highly doubt this, and it isn't confirmed either. So, The Mandalorian Season 4 may still be on its way, and there are a few reasons why they're keeping it a bit of a secret for the time being, it feels. For one, is that they want The Mandalorian Season 4 to be more of a surprise in comparison to other seasons of the show on Disney+. It really could be that Disney is keeping Season 4 more of a surprise. The Mandalorian and Grogu movie won't come out until about 2026, which is a long time, it feels, to wait for more of the story. Season 4 could come out before the movie to tide over the audiences and begin that hype leading up to the movie. It could also lead directly into the events of the movie, and honestly probably will if this is the case, making the secrecy an important part of avoiding any spoilers while The Mandalorian and Grogu goes into its production. Another reason for as of why they might keep this more of a secret is that The Mandalorian Season 4 depends on this movie's success. I highly doubt this, but it could be a big point given. Given the fact that The Mandalorian Season 3 received mixed reviews, Disney could be waiting until after The Mandalorian and Grogu movie to see how it performs on the box office. Star Wars' last theatrical run had some turbulence with The Rise of Skywalker in 2019, and this has led to many future movies' ideas being cancelled in favor of TV, which The Mandalorian had pioneered for the franchise, thankfully. If The Mandalorian and Grogu movie fails to achieve this desired success at the box office, and we know the House of Mouse will set the bar quite high, then Season 4 could be the franchise's backup option for continuing the story on television rather than in the theater. The 5th reason to as of why The Mandalorian Season 4 could be more of a secret with Lucasfilm is that, as in comparison to the first reason we discussed, is that it's going to be more attached to the movie. Specifically, another option is that The Mandalorian Season 4 will spring directly from the events of The Mandalorian and Grogu movie. In that case, Disney would need to wait for the movie to come out before releasing Season 4, saying that essentially the movie's events are going to set things up for the show's 4th season. Given the fact that The Mandalorian and Grogu is going into production this year, and nothing has been said about Season 4, this seems entirely plausible, although not ideal. Another idea, the unfortunate, though I will say, is that The Mandalorian Season 4 is being reworked, unfortunately. I am yet to make a video on this, and I want to talk about it in more detail and in more depth here on the channel, of course, but because of the movie's confirmation, but the tragic passing of Greef Karga actor Carl Weathers, Season 4 likely needs to be reworked and rewritten a bit. If The Mandalorian and Grogu is borrowing from Season 4's scripts, and the season has to be reworked to flesh it out with new stories to fill in that gap of Carl Weathers' Greef Karga. As for Greef Karga, he's still going to be a key ally to Din Djarin and Grogu, who now have a home on Navarro as well, the home planet of Greef Karga, as he gave that home to them. As such, he undoubtedly was supposed to appear in Season 4, and also the movie as well, and all of his storylines will now need to be kind of rewritten around. As I had mentioned, it feels more unfortunate, but it is also kind of just the reality of things in another way, really. As I had mentioned, I'd like to take more time on this idea and discuss it in a separate future video here on the channel. The third reason for why Disney may be keeping The Mandalorian Season 4 more under the wraps and more of a secret is that The Mandalorian Season 4 will set up Star Wars' future entirely. Dave Filoni will be creating his untitled Mandalorian movie, or much rather known as the Thrawn movie, which will be more of a culmination of the several Star Wars TV shows a part of the Mandoverse, including The Mandalorian and all of its seasons, Ahsoka, The Book of Boba Fett, and Star Wars Skeleton Crew, which is still upcoming. It could be the end of The Mandalorian Season 4 will set things certain up for his movie. That can't be spoiled. If this is the case then, The Mandalorian and Grogu movie likely has to come first, of course, with Season 4 acting as a bridge, leading to the culmination movie, or the Thrawn movie. This means that The Mandalorian may not return to the small screen for some time, although I highly doubt this. Another option, the second to last, is that Star Wars doesn't know what they're going to be doing with The Mandalorian Season 4 yet. I highly doubt this, as Jon Favreau had said and confirmed that the scripts are written and done for The Mandalorian Season 4, so the story is definitely in place. But it does also have to kind of redo with Greef Karga's actor Carl Weathers passing away, and maybe having to redo a few things with the story here and there. While The Mandalorian Season 4 scripts have been written, the announcement of The Mandalorian and Grogu movie may have changed things actually. If the scripts were written before the movie's confirmation, then it's likely that Season 4 will be put on the back burner while the movie goes into production. This is unfortunately what I've been thinking, but after all, everyone working on the movie already has busy schedules. Trying to film and direct a movie and a TV show at the same time would be difficult, especially on a Star Wars scale. Lucasfilm could simply just not know if it's going forward yet at the time, or how it will look if and when it does. And lastly, the number one reason for why maybe potentially Star Wars is kind of gatekeeping or just keeping The Mandalorian Season 4 really under wraps is that The Mandalorian Season 4 is its most ambitious season and project up to date. At the end of The Mandalorian Season 3, Din Djarin made a backdoor deal with the New Republic to hunt the Imperial Remnant. This could mean that Din Djarin and Grogu will be going to a brand new planets, locations, and new characters. Further, since Grand Admiral Thrawn has returned at the end of Ahsoka Season 1, and Ahsoka takes place after The Mandalorian Season 3, it's quite likely that Season 4 will at least set up for a full-scale war between the New Republic and the Imperial Remnant. In other words, they really want to go all out with The Mandalorian Season 4. Take their time with things and get it right. If this is the case, it means that Season 4 will be its most ambitious season yet. It would likely require a larger budget than previous seasons, as well as more filming on location. Thus, a season of this scale would require more time to film and develop. If this is the case, Star Wars wouldn't want to announce The Mandalorian Season 4 too soon for fear that audiences would be unhappy, or that the hype would be too much for them to meet. But this here all being said, guys, let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been Unofficial Star Wars. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.